President Trump acknowledged the breakthrough in negotiations at his rally for border security in El Paso last night, but gave no clear signal he'll support it. Negotiators reached a deal in principle late Monday night, emerging from a closed-door meeting with the news. They agree it's not perfect and not everyone will be happy.
Not a single one of us is going to get every single thing we want, but nobody does.
It only includes about $1.4 billion for border barriers and not the $5.7 billion President Trump wanted. But the Democrats did back down from their demand to limit the number of detentions by ICE, the president trashing that initiative at his rally.
If we cut detention space, we are cutting loose dangerous criminals into our country.
A potential rival for the president in 2020, El Paso native Beto O'Rourke also held a rally in El Paso, challenging the president's border wall.
The U.S. cities of the U.S.-Mexico border are far safer than the U.S. cities deeper in the interior of the United States of America.
Some conservative lawmakers are already criticizing the deal. Representative Jim Jordan tweeted, while the president was giving a great speech, Congress was putting together a bad deal on immigration. Now it remains to be seen if the president agrees. Mark Martin, CBN News.
Well, I say it before, I say it again. We cannot shut the government down. We can't do it. And we also can't screw up the credit of the United States when we fail to raise the debt limit. So all this is facing Congress. Well, Capitol Hill correspondent Abigail Robertson is joining us now. And on Monday morning, negotiators apparently were dead. And now they say they've got a breakthrough. What is it?
Well, as you said, if there's one thing that all lawmakers on Washington agree with right now, it's that there cannot be another government shutdown. And they are working very hard to make sure that doesn't happen. Over the weekend, we heard that negotiations were failing, that we were not going to see some kind of deal. But that really is not an option. Lawmakers have put their faith in these 17 members of the conference committee that's bipartisan and bicameral, and they have to figure something out. And apparently, as of late last night, the members of those committees say they are cautiously optimistic that they have reached some kind of compromise that they believe will pass both the House and Senate and hopefully be signed by the president.
Well, there's some conservatives who are criticizing him right off the hitting the deal, and some of them don't even know about it. Who have you talked to about this?
Well, we know last December, President Trump said that he was going to sign the bill that passed the Senate that would have prevented the government shutdown. And then he heard backlash from people like Sean Hannity and a lot of conservative lawmakers and a lot of his base saying not to do it, that the wall needs to be built. And we've already heard from some conservative lawmakers like Jim Jordan that he does not like what he's hearing is in this conference committee bill so far. And we also heard Sean Hannity call the bill garbage last night. But what I think is the most likely scenario is that President Trump will sign whatever bill comes out of this conference committee so that he will keep the government open, but that he will then find another way to build the wall, whether that's through declaring a national emergency or finding funds through the Department of Defense, finding other funds that he can use to build this wall. And the President Trump pretty much confirmed that last night at his rally in El Paso when he said that no matter what the conference committee bill includes for the wall funding, they're going to build the wall anyway, and they're going to get it done.
Well, you know, the sticking point that everybody was complaining about was that the Democrats wanted limited detentions and less beds, and so they did cave on that one, didn't they?
Well, I want to point out that since we have not seen the final bill, it's not confirmed that they have caved on that. Democrat Congresswoman Nita Lowey, who's on the conference committee, she was asked by MSNBC just this morning about that issue, and she said everyone should just wait and see what is in the final bill. So we don't know for sure that they did give up on that fight, but that is the issue that almost derailed this entire agreement over the weekend. Democrats on the committee were apparently requesting that the number of beds in ICE detention centers be decreased by 20% so that it decreases the number of undocumented immigrants that ICE can detain at a time. Republicans who heard this said, no way, absolutely not. And so they apparently, what is being reported right now that we know of in the current bill is that they did cave on that and that will not be included. But I've also heard that even if that number is decreased, maybe not by 20%, but even a little less than that, that ICE has other ways of getting funds for those beds when they need them. So hopefully it's not an issue that derails this negotiation.
Abigail, thank you very much.